So I want to continue the conversation here, and I want to share with you some views that I had put down a couple years ago in a Huffington Post article called "Why I Admire Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, a Response to Islamophobes." So over the course of the years, through my writing and my studies, I've been attacked, I've been criticized, I've been bashed by the Islamophobia industry, largely because I do indeed write positively about Prophet Muhammad and the Islamic tradition, broadly speaking. So this is problematic to a lot of Christians in the United States and in the world because I personally am Catholic. I'm Irish, Italian, Catholic. So when I write positively of Muhammad or I speak positively of Muhammad, Christians kind of get freaked out and they're wondering how I can recognize him as a prophet while still maintaining a Christian identity. So people see my academic writing and my interfaith activities as somehow sacrilegious, and they actually push me outside of the boundary of a Christian identity. So the people who are criticizing my type of work, and this is the type of work that is done by thousands and thousands of Christians worldwide that are trying to bridge the gap between Muslims and Christians. We have people who are seeing Islam and the Prophet Muhammad in really kind of dark terms, right? So they take a certain example either in the Quran and Hadith and they manipulate it and they call Prophet Muhammad all sorts of names without reiterating them. I'm sure you're familiar with what some of these terms might be. See, my perspective of Prophet Muhammad is much different from how the Islamophobes depict him. So what I want to do in this short broadcast is to share with you some of my views of Prophet Muhammad, his exemplary character and his characteristics. So let me start by referencing his preference and his work towards building a society based on equality. So I see Prophet Muhammad as an individual that promotes equality. Now, in his last sermon at Mount Arafat, he provided a very, very powerful statement, and some of you may be familiar with this statement. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. A white person has no superiority over a black, nor does a black person have any superiority over white except by piety and good action. Okay, so this passage is essentially, at its core, it's an anti-racist statement. Prophet Muhammad is taking a very strong stance against judging people based on the color of their skin. He is advocating for something that Martin Luther King echoed 50 or so years ago, that he hopes that one day his children will be judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin. So Prophet Muhammad is talking about this in 630. So we're talking 1,000 years before Martin Luther King. So Prophet Muhammad's message is ensuring freedom in society. It's a democratic message. And I think, and I've written about this before, his message that he shares in the last sermon was a precursor to the United States Constitution. Now, obviously, the founding fathers of America did not reference Prophet Muhammad in the Constitution or any of the kind of founding documents, but it's interesting because Muhammad's efforts in building a society based on equality rather than ethnicity or race is something that I think many people see coming out of the U.S. Constitution, at least theoretically, right? It hasn't always been applied. So in theory, Muhammad and the U.S. Constitution are echoing similar egalitarian values, a pluralist outlook. Okay? Now, building off of racial and ethnic equality, we also have Prophet Muhammad advocating for religious tolerance. And this is something that I clearly noted in the previous Periscope broadcast in relation to his own relations with the Najran Christians of modern-day Yemen. So Prophet Muhammad, in his covenant with this particular Christian community, is saying that all Christians should have the absolute freedom to worship, the freedom of conscience, the freedom to build churches, the freedom to worship in safety and security and in peace. So the second thing that I really do admire about Prophet Muhammad is his preference for religious pluralism. Not simply tolerance, religious pluralism. Now, the treatment in terms of religious pluralism and tolerance that Prophet Muhammad demonstrated to Christians and Jews is in direct contrast with what we see happening with groups like ISIS. So a lot of people on Twitter yesterday started calling me an ISIS sympathizer, which is difficult to wrap my head around. I am a huge critic of ISIS, and the reason why I'm a huge critic of ISIS is because I admire Prophet Muhammad's vision. Prophet Muhammad's vision was directly opposed to what ISIS is doing today. Racial equality, religious pluralism, human rights, women's rights, all reasons why I admire Prophet Muhammad. The Quran asks Muslims not to defame or be sarcastic towards other people. So basically, be a good person, be nice to people. So Prophet Muhammad believed that name calling, so being rude to other people, hating other people, he actually said it was wicked. And he actually encouraged people, his followers, to be civil towards each other, to be respectful towards each other in all interactions. I mean, even the basic greeting, salam alaikum, peace be with you. How could Prophet Muhammad possibly be this barbarian that Islamophobes make him out to be if that is what he was calling on people to do? Peace be with you. Okay, so little things like this go a long way in shedding a bright, beautiful light on the life of Prophet Muhammad. And another thing I like about him is he taught people to be humble. Muslims and non-Muslims. Be humble with what God has given you and what you have been able to achieve in this life. So, in conclusion here, a message to all Islamophobes who like to beat and batter Prophet Muhammad. I suggest that you all open your minds and make space in your brains for stories that are more constructive and positive, because certainly, and this is a historical fact, that there is so much material out there that shows that Prophet Muhammad is the exact opposite of what the Islamophobes make him out to be, right? And I've been talking about this in previous broadcasts. So if the Prophet were alive today, it would be interesting. What would he actually do to the Islamophobes and other people that hate Islam? The Islamophobes would say, oh, Prophet Muhammad would cut off my head. No, he actually wouldn't. What he would do, and this is another reason why I admire him, what he would do is he would show them mercy and compassion despite their actions. And we have a nice bridge between Muhammad and Jesus here. Jesus said, turn the other cheek. Prophet Muhammad and the Quran emphasizes compassion and mercy. Look up the Bismillah. Compassion and mercy are found throughout the Quran. These are the reasons why I truly do admire Prophet Muhammad. And he would also tell the Islamophobes, seek more knowledge. The ink of the scholar is more sacred than the blood of the martyr. That is a great hadith of Prophet Muhammad. It's a long struggle to defeat those that spread fear and bigotry, but we are stronger than they are, and I think at the end of the day, light and hope always prevails.